Chapter.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the episode of Into the West Comics special Wakanda Forever live reaction. Guys, we're just up the street with about 40 of our closest friends and family watching Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
First things first, Sonny is here.
Oh, hello. And look at these gorgeous T-shirts we got going on.
These are very nice.
They're incredible.
Yeah. Got these made, me and my boy Gary. Wanted to
Shout out Gary.
get you guys. The back looks awesome. We got the logo on there. It definitely suits for the evening. What a crazy, incredible movie, man. It was really good.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. Go ahead, man.
Thanks to the guys who came out.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that came out.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Great, very supportive.
That theater was awesome. Art house is great. The beers were cold.
Mm-hmm.
The vibes were high.
Food was definitely
The vibes were very high.
Yeah, man. That was really fun.
I don't know how else you could describe the vibes.
Hot
to be
dog
honest.
Paul right here. Brother
Hi.
Marcus.
Hi.
Everybody's looking real sharp. You got these shirts. It's
Oh man. Yeah.
team night all over again.
It's
I
good
love
stuff.
it.
It's,
Guys, we come to a close on Wakanda Forever, obviously, but Phase 4 is now in the books.
Yeah.
It feels like we got probably our best movie of the phase. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. This was the best or near the best, I think, of this phase.
I think so too.
What were
I'm right
your
there with you.
initial reactions to the movie, Brother Marcus?
well, I thought it was very well done. They did a great job. The action was there. The storytelling was there. It had me engaged the whole time. Namor was he stole the show. He was the highlight for me personally.
Really good.
It
Really good.
was just he was very well done. Great acting.
Yeah.
He's that complex character that he drew you in. He made you empathize with him and his situation, which makes you feel more for the conflicts that you'll see in the film when you guys go see it. And it was just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I agree.
1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 8.5. It was originally going to be a 9, but then the mid-credit scene kind of without giving it
Put
away,
a bad taste in your mouth,
it
if you
did
will.
put a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like how it was.
I could see that. I could see that being a continuing expression
Yeah.
for sure. If we're talking about things that we disliked about it, I think they leaned a lot on the CG with the suits and stuff.
2 in particular.
I really because I thought what they did with all like the Talokan and all like the city,
Incredible.
it looked
Underwater.
amazing. But why did everybody have to have these weird suits when they came out? Riri Williams was my person. I hated her character.
So-
Didn't really
was-
work.
Yeah, I agree with Sonny.
The image of her suit is out there. It's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
internet.
Mhm.
I saw it before we went to see the movie, and I
Yeah.
was like,
It was
This-
leaked like a week or so
this
back.
looks
I
so
think.
bad. I was like, there's no way that this is actually what it is in the movie.
Right.
It is what it is in the movie. I was like, oh boy, it looks like some Power Rangers stuff, low polygon. Like
It
Tomb
kind of
Raider.
looked like the Power Rangers.
It
It
is.
was not. It was not it.
Yeah. No,
She had another suit earlier in the movie. It was kind of EXO-y.
Mhm.
That one was much better.
Yeah.
I don't think it was stellar, but it was better.
Yeah. And I think people are going to be talking about it for a long time. I mean, we're already doing a review. It's before midnight in Las Vegas, so it's give people the time to
Right.
kind of watch it. And I'm sure I'm going to watch it more than just this time.
Sure.
Right.
Probably
but-
gonna watch it with you again.
Yeah, for sure.
that's what it makes.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a repeat watch. This is
think
one
so.
of those movies that I can
Yeah.
easily see myself seeing 2-3 times.
For sure.
I mean,
I agree.
before I get and then end up getting like the Blu-ray or the Steelbook or whatever.
You went quick with the 8.5. Just around the room, real quick. 1 through 10.
I'm going 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
A strong 7.5 out of 10.
What you got, Frank?
7.5.
You know what? I said it earlier. I'm going 7.5.
Sounds like we're at what? That makes us an 8 for the
That's
room.
a solid 8. We'll talk to the
Right.
rest of the fellas, see how it goes. Quan,
Yep.
what you think?
8.
All right.
There we go.
Sonny,
right?
what did you
Nice.
think about
He is the
Riri
mean.
Williams?
I hated her character so much.
Okay.
It kind of seemed like it was.
If she wasn't in it, would the movie have been a 10 for you?
It honestly would have been. No, I'm gonna be real. It honestly would have been like an 8.5.
Okay.
I think her character did not fit. Like we were
She-
talking about.
She's a full point.
Yo,
Yeah.
she's supposed to be like the smartest person, like on Earth at the point, like
On the Earth?
on the Earth.
On the Earth.
On the earth.
She I know. I guess she from Chicago. She kind of it seemed like a little Bow Wow from like Mike.
Yeah.
That's, what,
was-
Sonny, that's
was-
what Sonny said when we were watching the movie. He goes, "Oh, it's Lil Bow Wow Williams." I was like, "Oh,
as
Jesus."
as Riri Williams.
Kind of Bow Wow-ish.
Kind of Bow Wow. And then, so I personally, that for me was the worst part. I think
Right.
the CG with the suits lost me a little bit. I don't know. I like the what is it? Post credit, after credit, pre credit,
Mid-credit.
mid credit.
Pre-credit.
I think there's a couple of ways to read that post-credit scene, and if you read it the way Marcus read it, I could definitely see
100%.
you being annoyed with.
100%. I get that. I get that. And I guess we'll wait for like the last couple minutes and we'll do like spoiler
We'll do
reaction
spoilers
or
in
spoiler
about 15
review. But
minutes or so.
yeah, I don't know. I will say spoiler alert. No Victor Von Doom, man.
Okay, that's a
Like-
spoiler for what's not in it. I guess
There's no
we'll do spoilers in 15 minutes. Spoiler alert.
like that didn't happen.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
So we'll wait for the end.
well, spoiler right now.
Right off the bat.
No, and I think if they did do that, it might have taken away from the movie a little bit.
Yeah,
Right,
I think
right.
that this was just a
They had a lot to
super
say.
Black Panther movie. Oh,
Right,
dang.
right.
Knocking stuff over.
Violence.
Hey now,
Easy.
you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
No, so I don't know. It was it's good. It was a good ride.
They had a lot to say. They had to get a lot said in this movie, and that was Frank's kind of sentiment when we were talking about it after the movie. Was they had a lot to get through. They had
Yeah.
a lot of story to tell.
For sure.
And now I think there's a few remnants from what the script was before Chadwick passed away and what it was after. I think some of those things were left intact. And I think some of those moments, although they are emotional, kind of put a lot of force for the audience against Namor in a
Mhm.
way that makes it hard to recoup at some point or another.
Did you think it was forced that they're turning, kind of turning her against Namor?
So they obviously Shuri and Namor have some
In the
beef.
storytelling, I mean.
Right. And I think to a certain point it works really well, and I could see it resolving itself in any way.
Right.
And then once it got to a certain point, I was like, it's going to be really hard for them to turn this the way I think they're going to turn it in a convincing way. And they did it very quickly and kind of just like, it was too neat the way they wrapped it up at the end. It was a little too neat. It was a little too like, okay, well, it's all good now
Yeah.
or whatever. And it was a little bit like, I think it worked, especially on paper. Like if someone read that script to you, you
Right,
go, oh yeah,
right,
someone makes a really heartfelt decision or whatever, and everything kind of gets saved. But then it's like, I mean, if you look into like what actually happens there,
Right.
a lot of people get hurt. And then you kind of just go, oh, well,
everything's all good.
the two main characters kind of come across as whiny sometimes.
For sure.
And a little bit hot-headed and too hot-headed to be in maybe the positions they are.
Yeah, and because there's certain moments where Namor he seems like strong enough to be on like Thor's type level or like Hulk. What's his name?
And Baku does say Hulk.
He mentions that. And then he kind of just gets like taken out, and they're like,
there is a reason given in the movie.
yeah,
But
I know, but like I don't know. Just we'll talk about that, I guess, in a little bit.
Frankie, what did you think?
I really appreciated the character of Namor. I thought it was a cool.
I loved
it was
the
an
character.
ambitious kind of take
For sure.
to go that direction
I
with
agree.
the origin. You're kind of meshing Aztec culture
Yeah,
together with
Right.
Atlantis.
yeah,
I mean, even though they didn't call them Atlanteans, they
yeah.
never
But it,
mentioned
it
But,
was.
Tolokan.
I mean, it's what they
Super cool.
they were.
Very cool.
Dug the wings.
I don't. Okay,
The
so
wings were cool. I thought they were
The
going to
wings
bother
were
me at first, but it's kind of
You liked them?
I kind of liked
I
it.
loved them.
I
Over
loved them.
time, it didn't bother me
man.
as
He
much.
got
It was
one of
cool.
them little chicken wings cut off at the end though.
Yeah, he did.
Shuri cut one of them chicken wings. She got a flat.
And you saw
got
got
a
a-
flat.
She got a flat.
She,
Wow, I think the
she wanted a
scenes-
whole bucket.
The scene that extends from the one in the trailer was really dynamic, and the use of the wings and the power was
Yeah.
really cool to watch. Do you think so, Sonny? Did you? Was it too corny for you the whole time?
I think watching him fly was kind of corny. I think the wings just personally for me it just didn't fit. I understand continuity.
No,
blah, 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 blah.
You got to lean into the weird sometimes.
No, and I get it, but I don't know. No, I didn't like it.
Would you be interested in seeing
I don't like
a
it at all.
movie
No,
just based on
No more.
Namor?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm in
Oh,
for
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I think they set up a plot there for
For
him
sure.
and his
Yeah.
people spinning out of this movie.
That he's kind of they could be potentially going against his
Yeah.
people. I
Mhm.
mean, maybe. We
Yeah.
didn't get what we thought we were going to as far as like a post-credit scene or even like a real leak reference
to nothing.
to
dude.
what we thought we
Right.
There
could
wasn't
be
even a
getting.
name of the country, man. There wasn't none of it.
Yeah.
Do you think that they did a good service though overall to Chadwick Boseman's body of work as the character? Do you think that they did a good job with this
100%.
film?
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
man. I cried 3 times.
Yeah. Good, and with not being too, letting that be too much. Again, not wanting the whole movie to be a 2.5 hour, funeral.
Yeah, I think it
it was
bordered
good.
on that a couple times.
It did. It
But
did. It
reeled
kinda,
itself in.
It reeled itself
I
in.
think so,
It gave you. It kind of split it up and gave you bits and pieces here and there, which kind of was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it any more than it would have kind of cost them a point. But because I don't, we don't a tribute movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for that. So
I
that
think one of the big things they don't really do is, without spoiling before we get to spoilers, Shuri isn't really inspired by Chadwick in the way that maybe you would think she ends up being in the film.
Mhm.
So in the original movie, Chadwick T'Challa goes to the what's the realm called?
Ancestral plane.
The ancestral plane,
Mhm.
and he speaks to his ancestors. Shuri does something similar, and it does not go maybe the way you thought it would. And I actually really enjoyed that.
Same,
Right.
dude.
I
I think
think
that might have been one of my favorite parts.
that was actually very
Yeah.
surprising.
I think it made sense for her character and where it was at that point.
Same.
I almost think the movie needed to be a little bit longer, which is crazy as it says, as it sounds, because that plot is really good, but it wraps up very quickly and
Yeah.
very neatly.
It's
And
2
I'm
hours
like,
plus. It's 2:30, I think, 2:40.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what was it? It did feel a little bit long.
There was kind of a lull. I mean, probably if you were like breaking this up into 3 acts, I think the middle it did go a little
Yeah.
longer.
I do
than-
think some of the underwater stuff we get and the city of Tolokan is very, very cool.
I thought it
Yeah.
looked awesome.
I thought it looked
Right.
really rad.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah.
I think. So why do you think that they moved away from like the Atlantis thing and?
Aquaman.
Yeah.
100% Aquaman.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
Aquaman.
I think they wanted to delineate him from Aquaman, and I think they did a good job of it. I think it
Yeah.
seems like one of those things where if Warner Brothers tried to delineate, like let's say Namor came first and he was from Atlantis and so such and such, and they tried to pivot Jason Momoa's Aquaman, I don't think they do as good of a job as
They
Marvel
just make
did
him from
here.
Hawaii.
Yeah, and it'd be like, oh well, he's from Hawaii, but he went to Atlantis and randomly like I feel like Marvel did a very good job of twisting the origin in a
Yeah.
way that serviced the movie. And the opening scene when we first meet them, is terrifying.
Yeah,
Right.
honestly.
It's a
That was-
great introduction to
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
characters.
that was superior. That was masterfully done.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was creepy. That
Hey,
was
honestly, yeah,
a
it gave me
Yeah.
some creepy vibes, dude.
little nerve.
But
mean,
I will say though, like in terms of like the underground city, I think what they did was they tried to make it more kind of, because they're tying it into Aztec culture and all that, they're trying to make it seem more grounded and more historically accurate in terms of like how us as a archaeologist would go down there
Right.
as
Uh-huh.
a team, a research team would go down there and find underwater cities or
Mhm.
sunken ships or gold or
Yeah.
whatever.
there's treasure and paintings and
Yeah,
artifacts
yeah,
that are
yeah,
hundreds
yeah.
of years old.
Versus where you have Aquaman, where everything's bright and very luminescent and just glowing
It felt
from
real.
all of the jellyfish that power.
Mhm. Yeah, no, for real.
Powered by jellyfish.
No, true.
So I
We're
think
powered
that-
by Gorilla Cross.
We sure are.
Yo,
Shout out Quan.
You need some jellyfish, Quan.
Just
There's a
mobbing around.
jellyfish. That part was weird now that I think about it. There's like a jellyfish in one part, and the lady who sees the jellyfish is like, "Oh my god, a jellyfish I've never seen. What happened to my partner?" I'm like,
Oh god.
like,
Where'd he
what?
go?
Yeah, like, where you
That
go?
part was. I didn't even think about it till just now. Like that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
But shout out Katie, Marcel, Phil in the chat. They all came to see it with us. Katie probably had the lowest rating for everybody. She just said it in the chat, 5 out of 10.
Oh wow.
Her sentiment without like expressing it in the most articulate way was she felt it was very dialogue heavy and there was a lot of explaining things and getting
Wow.
through things. I think for me that worked for the overall story,
Mm.
but not everyone's going to take it that way. Some people are
That's
going to be like,
true.
man, they're talking at me a lot and there's a lot
Yeah.
of, hey, you got to, you know what I mean? There's a lot of dialogue here and
Yeah.
some people like that. Some people don't.
Yeah.
And Katie wasn't really digging it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted it to be a little more exciting, which can't really blame her.
Right. Yeah.
Before we get into spoilers, we're giving your spoiler warning now. We got about 2 minutes before we get into that spoiler area.
We are going to be talking about the end of the movie.
And yeah, some
so
spoiler things that
please
happen in the film.
Dip out if you don't want to hear that.
In another 2 minutes, guys, Riri Williams has been introduced into the MCU officially. Sunny is thrilled. Next
I don't hate
year,
her as
we're going
much
to
as
get
Sunny
an
is.
Ironheart series,
I don't even want to
and
watch that.
Coogler, Feige, a bunch of other guys that have, the uppity ups with the MCU and the Plus have mentioned that this is going to serve as Ironheart is going to serve as a direct sequel to Wakanda Forever.
I think that works.
Do you think that they're just saying that to get you to watch Ironheart, or is it actually going to have some connections? Could we be seeing members of the Dora Milaje in the Ironheart series?
For sure. I mean, they didn't spend all those money, all that money on
All those monies.
all those
too.
monies on
Yeah.
those terrible suits. For
I
the
know you
Panther.
can't wait to watch it.
I think now, yeah, like I'm like, okay, maybe there's gonna be some kind of continuation because, like, after watching this, I have no need or want to see Ironheart at all.
Really?
Yeah,
See,
Yeah.
I didn't hate her as much as you did.
I hated it.
I
dude.
think she as a character
sucked.
was wide-eyed. She was wide-eyed and she like was thrown into a situation where she could have never imagined and she like took to it pretty well. Some of the dialogue choices didn't bother me as much as they did you, but I definitely at some points I was like there was a couple points where Shuri was like, "Yo," and I was like, "All right,
Dude,
dude."
what's happening, bro? Like,
and I was
come
like,
on.
"You're only talking to her like that because
Yeah, you've never sounded like that,
You've never
yeah.
spoken like that before." It was pretty funny. At one point, she knocks on Riri Williams' door.
Were you
and
calling
she's
Rashad Williams? Is that what you want to say? You said
What?
I don't know. You're
No,
I don't know. I was
no,
here.
brother,
You
I
said
said Riri.
You can't. You said Rash, and I was like,
I almost said Shuri.
Rashad.
Rashad Williams.
Rashad
I don't know who
Williams.
that is.
Shuri
but-
Williams.
But Shuri knocks on her door and in an American accent, she goes, "Yo," and I was like, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
But I think
I didn't like that either.
I think there could be
Oh,
interest
dude.
in Ironheart
Hated
story.
it so much.
Seeing where, like, how she uses the knowledge that she has, because she's clearly a very smart person. There's kind of a thing that happens in the movie where I don't think it's really fully explained how it went down, and I'm a little confused. I'm like, she just did like a project, and it kind of got. It was strange. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that part, I was like a little weak. I was like, that sounds very contrived. And there's another line that when we start doing spoilers that I even said to Marcus when it got repeated back, I was like, okay, that was the only reason she said that, so it could get thrown back in her face. But I liked Riri. I will watch an Ironheart series, probably.
By the
But I
time we
haven't watched
get
any of
to
the
it,
newest
we're going to have
stuff,
another
so.
movie or two. I mean, I think it was originally going to come out in July. I think now it might be later in the year, so it might still be almost a year away before we even get the Ironheart series. So we get
I
three
thought
more
she was
movies.
I haven't read anything with Riri Williams,
Same.
but I thought she was supposed to be a little bit younger than.
I thought so
that.
too.
You know,
I think they
remember
needed
she
her
was
to
a
be.
but-
I think they
well-
needed her to be in college. That's why they did it.
No, but she could have Doogie Howsered it and just been like
Exactly.
middle school age,
That's
and then
true.
just
Like
been
Moon
like a
Girl.
genius. Yeah, Moon Girl.
Yeah, basically Moon Girl.
They could
I
have
mean-
Hauser it.
If she, yo, if they just like didn't have it, I'm cool with that.
Right.
Wow.
I hate to say it, but I kind of side with Sonny on this one because I mean, smart kids don't talk like her in that movie. She acted like she was just sprung out of juvie, and that doesn't work for me.
Am I getting recruited? Like, no,
Yeah.
you're not getting recruited. Man.
Yeah, it's like all that sass and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
no,
chill.
we don't. No, that's a no.
These kids today have a lot of sass, though.
They do.
A lot of them have sass.
and not enough brains. So
No,
that's why it
that's-
doesn't work for the character. Because
That was the
she's
spoiler.
smart.
They don't have any brains.
She wasn't very. she wasn't very eloquent or articulate, and I think you can, with that kind of dialogue, you can be eloquent and articulate. I think the Creed movies do that well.
For
They're
sure.
a little more of a modern kind of speech and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But those characters still come across as thoughtful and intelligent. I
For
think
sure.
sometimes Riri did not.
Right.
I think she kind of came across as a kid who got thrust in the shoulder. Was like, whoa, this
This is
crazy.
crazy.
Oh
Oh my
my
god. I'm building an Iron Man suit. Look at this. I can fly it.
But it's kind
Like,
of
what?
It's kind of crazy
Okay.
that
Yeah.
All right,
he's
yeah.
not, that's
spoilers.
not really that much of an
Sonny.
exaggeration.
No, like that's literally how it went,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Like,
pretty.
So,
Oh,
Sonny,
Jesus.
go ahead and kick off the your
Spoilers.
spoiler
Spoilers.
review.
All
right.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
That's the
That was rad.
there you go. That was rad. Okay, Riri.
Riri Williams gets a Mark 1 suit. She makes it. They do a little montage. Cool. The second one that she gets is very I know we're talking about Iron Man suits, but it's very CGI, too clunky looking. It seemed like a Power Ranger
It
Transformer.
was very. It looked
Right.
and the worst like
More like
Like-
a loser ranger.
it, yeah. It
Loser
looked like.
Ranger,
have you
bro.
ever seen like those old like early CG cartoon like Voltron stuff?
Yeah,
That's what it looked
yeah,
like.
it did.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was like if you put this in a Tomb Raider game, I probably wouldn't even think twice. It was that like it looked super low res. It looked unfinished and it was very blocky.
Yeah.
It was strange. I wouldn't expect something like that to come out of the great nation of Wakanda because that's where it gets
That's where she
made.
built it, yeah.
And I'm like
Yeah.
a
So
little rough around the edges there.
I think one of my favorite scenes was the Michael B. Jordan coming back, bro.
He does.
Hey.
It wasn't what I wanted in him to be like in a
Surprising.
suit and like him taking the mantle and they bring him back, but I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know. Either.
But there was a really cool like vengeance speech that he has, and him and Shuri have this kind of one-on-one.
Yeah.
And for me personally, that was I think maybe top 3 favorite moments of the movies.
Yeah, that definitely, as far as character development, and then just kind of just giving you that, that
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
very
my
captivating.
favorite non-Angela Bassett moment.
Yeah.
She definitely stole a show. Every speech where she was like, I'm the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and I've lost everything. Or what haven't I given, or something like that.
She was
along those lines.
incredible in the.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, bro!
yeah.
You could tell who's like
She's
the senior
beautiful,
actors in the room.
And now that we are to Angela Bassett, so her character
did.
she dies. She gets killed. She gets killed by Namor. And T'Challa has already died.
War has
Namor has
casualties.
already said he was going to war with Wakanda. And he
She
attacks,
did.
like pre-attacks, and she dies.
She did.
And it kind of made it hard for the movie because then Shuri does spare Namor at the end. She was like on the warpath listening to
Listening.
I knew you were gonna listening to Michael B. Jordan and she decides with Angela Bassett in her, I can't remember her character's name. It's
Ramona?
the
Queen
Ramonda.
Ramonda.
and she decides to
Queen Wanda.
spare Namor, but
Namor.
But it happens so quickly. She's
Yeah.
so like, I'm gonna kill this dude. I'm gonna kill this dude. I'm
She's
gonna
like,
kill
you
this
know what?
dude.
Maybe not.
And you believe her reasoning for not doing it, but then she's like, oh, maybe not. Meanwhile, there's this big war going on. People are dying.
Yeah,
and
her-
then
yeah, her
her
people
and
are-
Namor just pull up and we're like, oh, we made up, guys. It's good.
The
Let's
armies
go
are
home.
killing each other.
Yeah, they're like literally killing
I was
each other.
like, bro, y'all literally
we're
are
good.
killing each other.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're done.
And
Just
we're
take
actually
off.
good.
Like,
And
okay.
that's, it
Yeah,
wrapped
that's-
up really neatly and
that's
really
the
quickly
neat
for me.
stuff. Yeah.
I think maybe if they had a conversation where Namor was like, my people aren't going to like this, and she could be like, my people aren't either.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to deal with that. But this bloodshed right here is not worth it.
Right.
Especially for two nations. But there was none of that. It was just like, meh.
Sonny, you brought me around on the Riri Williams thing. Now I'm anti Riri too.
Really?
I think if they removed the Riri Williams thing, they could have spent more time developing a little more of that storyline, so they wouldn't have to kind of pigeonhole the end over there. And
Yeah, because like if you take out all of her stuff, you
It felt
like
very contrived.
the movie would have went just like a Black Panther movie. She was just at it. If you take that out, you wouldn't miss it. Like nothing
Right.
that she did.
they could have introduced Riri Williams in anything.
anything,
She
bro. It could have
was
been a
there.
She-Hulk, and I would have been like,
She felt like a Saturday Night Live skit, just like when they have like a movie,
Yeah.
then they just throw in a
throw
random
something in there. I'm like,
Right.
what? Like what?
I'm not sure if you would like it. It doesn't matter where it gets
Yeah.
introduced. I don't know if you'd be into it or
No.
not.
Her contrivance is that she builds a vibranium
detector.
and she gives it, or her professor who she made it for that class gives it to
CIA.
the CIA. You would think that part would be fleshed out. No, you don't know who the professor is. You know,
No.
you don't know any of that crap.
It's
It's just,
probably what's her name?
and the
The,
only reason
purple
that-
streak hair.
oh yeah, but it couldn't be that
Yeah, she's in it
because
too.
because then they would have to explain that, and
Right.
it was literally only in the movie, so she would have to be involved, and so the Tolokans would need something from the Wakandans, and that's why that was that.
Lame.
And
Do you-
it was like,
Do you think you're gonna like this movie, Marcus, once you see it again? Because there's things that stick out to you that you're like, I don't really
Yeah,
like
because you can
that.
fast forward through the Riri Williams stuff.
I mean,
We're-
it's
Not if
definitely
you sit in the theater. No.
Yeah.
no, it's definitely something that I can just kind of like shut my brain off and ignore. And
About that part.
yeah, it's definitely because there's still more good
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there that will keep me, wanting to, eventually buy the Blu-ray, and watch it multiple times. I mean, because again, Namor for me was
He was really good.
stellar. He was
Yeah.
stellar.
He was basically the one that kept me interested the whole time, especially when he's flying around wrecking shit.
They
wrecking
did
stuff.
say they did call him a mutant, right?
He
Right.
called himself a
Yeah,
mutant.
Okay, he called himself a mutant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So mutant first movie mutant name drop. So that's
right.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I'm glad they didn't do like a Aztec remix of the like X-Men theme song when they said I am a mutant. It's like I'm not gonna do it, but
Who bothered
Are you
you?
gonna do it?
Who bothered you guys more, America Chavez or Riri Williams?
Riri Williams.
I liked America.
I kind of.
I think she was.
I liked America.
I think
She-
a
I know
lot
a
of-
lot of people didn't. I'm
I
just
think
asking.
America's biggest problem was her plot was super rushed,
Yeah.
and like she had to get from point A to point. Riri, she was just a little bit over the top, and it
Right.
didn't help that her suit really freaking.
I don't think-
and it's not gonna age too well, and they didn't really show it too much, but she was wearing Yeezys, man.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's why she
Wow.
sucks.
I don't think it's gonna help that
why
she
she
was all
sucks.
the. I don't think it's gonna help that she was playing off of these
19.
incredible actors and actresses
Yeah, bro.
So
You
they
get
got-
thrown
She's like
into like
19.
this epic
for her
epic
introduction
tale,
into the
and she's like
universe.
trying to be like,
And I'm
I
like
got
19.
J's.
I'm like 19.
I think-
I'm about this.
I think the character is salvageable. It doesn't sound like Marcus and Sonny think it
No.
is.
Oh, damn.
Anyways,
His
well,
headphones
Sonny is
aren't
having a hard
salvageable.
time over there.
It's not salvageable
Um,
anything.
I think so. when
Shuri
you,
was great. I think she
Shuri
did a
was
really good
amazing.
job.
Shuri was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
amazing. I think when you compare like Riri with America, I for me it's the acting.
She felt like she was from a different movie. I think that was the big problem.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I mean, America Chavez in her movie with Doctor Strange and all that, she that actress, she carried her part well. She did a wonderful job. She carried her story very well, and I thought she was going to be this bratty teenager, someone's super annoying,
Mhm.
and she wasn't. She initially was very like guarded and confrontational, which any teenager would be naturally when
Right.
you're getting thrown around and you
Yeah.
don't know who to trust.
Mhm.
But then as she grows and she begins to trust Doctor Strange, that version of Doctor Strange, then she's like, then you start to see her kind of open up and then deal with, take care of her business. Whereas with Riri, she's being, she's being hidden, she's being protected, and then she's basically kind of just like this, yo-yo teenager who's a genius, but she doesn't really carry that, like she's actually about something. She's just like a, teenager just walking down the street,
It's true.
It just she didn't fit.
The dynamic definitely didn't fit. That's what I'm saying. If you even if you took all of her scenes out of the movie, it would have still gone like regular. Like there still would have been flying other suits.
Would it have been better if they got their vibranium detection thing from the country of Latveria?
Yes!
And that's all we got.
Yes.
It would have been better if they got it from like IKEA or something.
No, for real.
So
For real, dude.
I want to touch on some of the strengths of this movie because we all did like it.
I did like it.
I like the movie too.
I like the
think
movie.
That
Was bashing
Shuri
it for like
and
20 minutes.
Namor were, and Angela Bassett's character,
Yes.
Ramonda, I remembered it, were the strengths of this movie. Especially
sure.
in the beginning, there's like France, like the United Nations are trying to get Wakanda to give over some of their stuff. And Ramonda's just like, nah, son, y'all tried to steal some stuff from us the other day to do some crazy stuff.
She went Riri.
You look like a fool.
Literally, I was
That
going
was-
to say the same thing. That's how Riri was talking.
And it was how Riri was talking. And
Yo,
Namor
son,
and Shuri
Wakanda forever.
had a really good dynamic. And if I had one thing like that, me, the guy who isn't paid to write scripts, would change about the story was I would have it be like Atuma or Namora who kills Ramonda. I think that would make it easier to
So
understand.
you have the separation between.
Right. So
Yeah.
Shuri can go, and Namor can seem a little more sympathetic.
Right.
And I think maybe that's where it needed to go. And right now, I know there's going to be a lot of people who watch it and go, and Shuri should have killed Namor. There's
for
no
sure.
reason he shouldn't have. She shouldn't have.
For sure.
It would have, like, there's still going to be the tension there. And them stopping doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But the only silver lining there for me is that I think whatever they do with Namor is going to be super dynamic because I think there's going to be like a civil war between the Tolokans and him and his people because there's going to be a lot of people that are like, I am mad at you, dog.
Yeah, you bent the knee.
You trust in these people that you were telling us to go attack and they also killed a bunch of our people?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a silver lining for that plot line, but I really dug it. And all the emotional moments where it's like remembering Chadwick or Ramonda or something like that, they do a really great job. And Quan mentioned it. There's a scene with Shuri on a beach at the end where she's finally letting go and understanding that Chadwick or T'Challa lives on even in death. It's silent, completely silent.
Yeah.
She sits on the beach and remembers him. No music, no none of that. She just sits there and bakes in it.
Yeah.
And
It was
as
really
a
good.
human being who has dealt with grief,
Right.
that's real.
For sure.
Right.
Just sitting
Very
there,
poignant.
and that's the only thing that consumes you when you let
For
it
sure.
hurt you, and
Yeah.
then you can heal.
And then you go on
And I
with
think that scene, I'm getting choked up over here.
it. Yeah.
That
was
scene
good.
was really powerful.
It was good.
And I think that was fantastic.
Yeah, because I mean, talking about just like quiet
Chris.
scenes. No, for real. They did the Marvel reel, all Black Panther stuff, and then they did it in purple, of course, and it was just quiet starting the movie after. Which I thought they were gonna kind of take him out in the beginning of the movie, and it seemed like they were pointing at it being a disease of some sort.
Well,
you know what I mean?
we all kind of called it. We kind of called it at
Right.
the table that it was going to be a disease, maybe cancer, maybe an undisclosed disease, and
Right.
that's ended up what it
Right.
being before the movie started.
Right.
Because it would have been hard for them to do any kind of
Yeah.
death for him in movie that
Yeah.
wasn't like that was distasteful.
Yeah.
Instead of just having it happen off screen in
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie
Right,
and watching the fallout from it rather than
Right.
trying to do that.
Well, guys, we did it.
We did
saw
it.
Sure
We
We
saw it.
saw it. We saw
Give me,
it.
give me a final thought about the movie from you.
I think it was a good movie. I think there's always going to be stuff that you want, like the tinfoil hat stuff with Victor Von Doom and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But I thought it was a really good love letter to Chadwick Boseman. It
Yeah.
was a really good
Agree.
send off. I liked it.
Great movie.
Brother Marcus.
I definitely, I definitely think people should go see it. It was very well done.
Agree.
It's worth seeing in the theater. Go see it in the theater.
Yeah,
for
go,
sure.
go
Yeah.
see it in the theater. I mean, the acting, aside from the limitations that we highlighted, the acting for the most part was incredible. You had some very talented actors in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Letitia
And-
Wright is Shuri's name. The
Who's,
real
that's
actor.
the actress.
Yeah,
Letitia
she was
Wright.
great.
Yeah, she was amazing.
It's really good.
Namor, that guy, he
Tenoch
ki-
Huerta.
Yeah,
is the actor's name.
he killed
He's
it.
solid, man.
He killed it.
He did.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna. That's not the last time we see him.
I,
for
I,
sure.
Oh, no.
I definitely want to see more. of
I'm excited to
Namor.
see more
I
of
do.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Although I will say he's a little soft on this compared to how he is in comics.
Yeah.
Because in comics,
He's very ruthless.
he doesn't give a flip.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does
Yeah.
kill Ramonda. I mean,
Oh,
He drowns her
he
in
would
front
have
of
probably
his daughter.
He would probably would have taken the whole. Yeah, easily.
Paul.
fair enough.
But he yielded and he kind of was like
Yeah.
more
It
near
was
dead.
the little chicken
you
wings
know.
he had on his
Yeah,
ankles.
that's true.
Chicken.
Those were so cool. I think the action was really dynamic for the most part. I think the acting and emotions hit when they all needed to hit. I think the story was fun. It was emotional, if not a little bloated and rushed at times.
Mhm.
And I think Riri Williams didn't bother me as much as it bothered some other people. But
Me.
she's not. I really feel like she's not in it as much as maybe we're making it seem like she is. But she is a little bit
Terrible.
of an eyesore, especially the suit.
Mhm.
But the movie as a whole was emotional,
Yeah.
fun, and I can't say enough how good the dynamic between Shuri and Namor was, however
Yeah.
rushed it may have been at the end.
I want to touch on like the comic book notes that are from this. We got to see Atlanteans, or
Mhm.
Mhm.
For all
Khan,
intents and
right.
purposes, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
taking on Wakandans in a war. Like that was really cool to see
Right.
them battling.
Oh my god. yeah.
It's a callback to the what is it, AVX? That's that kind of use that kind of
Right, that's
inspiration.
true.
The AVX
Well,
is
it
the
was Dark
the
Phoenix.
the
and-
Phoenix.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Force takes over Namor,
He
and
drowns.
they flood Wakanda.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's kind of along those lines. I mean, I thought it was cool. Really good action sequences.
Yeah.
Some of the CGI was iffy
Mm-hmm.
and was questionable, but overall, a really cool experience. It was really fun to watch it with all of you guys, you know, and all the friends and family that were able to
That was
come with us
super
tonight.
cool.
It
That
was
was the coolest
really
part.
cool, really
Yeah.
fun
Coolest part about
experience.
it.
Yeah,
And we'll be back over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, yeah.
100%.
Paul, what do you got for the people? I'm very sleepy.
I'm very sleepy too. Follow us on our socials at @into_comics on Twitter, at @IntoTheWestComics on Instagram. Shout out Our House Theater again downtown here in Las Vegas. It was
sure.
awesome. It was an awesome venue to have all our friends and supporters come out and watch that movie with us.
Yeah.
And it felt very special. And I think that goes a long way, especially for a movie that was special and meant a lot to a lot of
Right.
people. One was very emotional, despite maybe some drawbacks.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Brother Marcus.
Thanks again to all the guys who came to the screening with us. That was really cool. Our people in chat, our people who watch us and follow us. You know, hey, you guys made it worth it. So we
Really.
appreciate that. We really do.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest part about being able
Yeah.
to do this is, being able to show the, fruits of the labor.
Right.
We get to have all of our family and friends to see a really cool movie early before everybody else. Like I said,
Right.
boom, just hit midnight. We're already doing a review about it. So
Nice. Yeah.
it was a pleasure, gentlemen. I sleepies.
Yeah, sleepies too. Shout out Quan for letting us come
Yeah.
back here tonight. Do it.
All right, hurry up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Guys, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, please consider adding us to your pull box.
Yes.
Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give us a like, and
Yes.
comment, and let us know what your favorite or maybe least favorite moment of Wakanda Forever was.
Let us
Did you like Riri Williams as much as Sunny? And we will see you next week live on Thursday
Cheers Day.
Deers Day.
at 6 p.m.
I'm gonna go play God of War till 6 in the morning.
Oh, I might too. I don't have to be working until 11. That gives me like
Good night,
5 hours of
everyone.
sleep.
Go read some Ironheart comics.
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
you go.
God, please don't. Later, guys.
Later, y'all.